Have you ever seen a completely white crocodile? Or a bat that looks like it's made of cotton? Some animals seem to have stepped out of a fairy tale, or a frozen dream. From the depths of the ocean to the most remote forests, these white creatures are rare, mesmerizing, and almost magical. And the first place will leave you speechless. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join me as we discover the most beautiful white animals in the world. 10th place. Albino crocodile, the pale predator of the swamps. Did you know there's a crocodile with no color at all? Yet it's absolutely mesmerizing? The albino crocodile looks like a living ivory sculpture. Its white body, pale eyes, and contrast with the surroundings make it appear almost surreal. These crocodiles are not a separate species. They are incredibly rare individuals from known species, such as the American crocodile, Crocodilus acutus, or the Mississippi alligator, Alligator mississippiensis, born with a genetic condition called albinism. This mutation prevents the production of melanin, resulting in white or yellowish skin and reddish eyes. As a result, they are extremely sensitive to sunlight, making it rare to see one living freely in the wild. Most albino crocodiles live in specialized captivity, in zoos or conservation centers, where they can receive proper care. Still, their size remains impressive. They can measure between 3 and 5 meters and weigh over 300 kilos. Despite their fragile appearance, they are still formidable predators. Their strength, speed, and powerful jaws remain intact. But in natural environments, they would be easily seen by prey or enemies. Their vital camouflage for hunting is completely lost. Their life expectancy is similar to that of normal crocodiles, often exceeding 50 years in captivity. However, due to sunlight exposure and greater vulnerability, survival in the wild is much harder. They attract attention not just for their color, but for the contrast between their delicate appearance and fierce nature. They confuse the eye. They seem fragile, but are pure silent power. Seeing an albino crocodile in real life is like witnessing a creature from another world. It doesn't need to roar or move. Its presence alone commands respect and awe. How about you? Had you ever heard of this pale predator? Comment below if you'd have the courage to come face to face with one of these in the swamp. 9th place. White humpback whale, the gentle ghost of the oceans. Did you know there's a giant whale that is completely white and seems to glide across the sea like a cloud? The white humpback whale is one of the rarest and most fascinating creatures in the oceans. When one appears, it feels like a living legend. These giants can reach up to 16 meters long and weigh over 30 tons. They're known for their acrobatic behavior, breaching, slapping their tails, and producing complex vocalizations. But when a white humpback is born, everything changes. The whole world stops to watch. The most famous one is Migaloo, first seen in Australia in 1991. Since then, he's become a marine icon. The white coloring can stem from 2 causes: full albinism, which results in red eyes, or leucism, a milder mutation that keeps the eyes dark. Both are extremely rare in cetaceans. This appearance draws attention but also brings risks. In the open sea, being different can attract predators or hinder camouflage. That's why white whales are closely monitored by biologists and protected by law in many countries. Beyond their beauty, what impresses is the contrast between size and grace. Despite their massive bodies, these whales glide through the waves with lightness and silence. Humpbacks are migratory. They travel from polar regions, where they feed, to tropical waters, where they reproduce. And when a white whale crosses those paths, the excitement is guaranteed. Seeing one in person is like watching a miracle rise from the deep sea, a white spectacle amid the deep blue. Have you ever heard of Migaloo or any white whale? Comment below if you were also enchanted by this gentle ghost of the oceans. 8th place. Honduran White Bat, the flying cotton ball of the forest. Have you ever seen a bat that looks like a cotton puff with yellow ears? The Honduran White Bat is a tiny gem hidden in the tropical forests of Central America, and without a doubt one of the world's most unique animals. It measures just 4 to 5 centimeters and weighs less than 10 grams. It's so light it can perch on a leaf without bending it. And its appearance is unbelievable. Snow-white fur, bright yellow nose and ears, and shiny dark eyes. It lives in the humid forests of countries like Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Its favorite habitat is the large leaves of plants called heliconias, which it turns into natural tents. Yes, these bats carefully nibble the central ribs of the leaf so it folds without tearing. That way, they create a fresh, safe, camouflaged shelter where they sleep during the day in small family groups. They are frugivorous, feeding on tropical fruits, especially figs. At night, they fly out in search of food and return to the same leafy home, unless it's damaged. The Honduran White Bat is a kind of natural architect and a remarkable example of social organization among bats. They live in groups of up to 6 individuals, usually one adult female and her offspring. Despite their cuteness, they are a vulnerable species. Habitat destruction threatens their way of life, as they depend directly on well-preserved forests. Seeing one of these tiny bats perched on a leaf is like discovering a secret kept by nature. Delicate, radiant, and incredibly well-adapted, it shows how even the smallest creatures can be breathtaking. 7th place, Senica white deer, the spirit of the forest in animal form. Did you know there's a place where completely white deer roam freely, like elegant nature spirits? The Seneca white deer is an almost mystical sight. Its immaculate body stands out against the trees and green fields, creating an image straight out of an old dream. These animals are not albino. Their white coloring comes from a rare recessive gene that blocks pigmentation but keeps the eyes dark. This means they don't suffer from vision issues common to albinism, making them even more special. They live in an enclosed area called the Seneca Depot in New York State, USA. For decades, this military area was isolated, and the white deer were protected from predators and hunters. This allowed the population with this rare mutation to grow. They are similar in size to common white-tailed deer, up to 2 meters long and weighing over 100 kilograms. Males have impressive antlers, which also appear whitish. Their behavior is discreet. They are shy animals that move quietly and tend to avoid open areas during the day. They feed on leaves, fruits, grasses, and shoots, like other deer. In autumn, the contrast between the red leaves and white fur creates a rare visual spectacle. And in winter, they nearly disappear into the snowy landscape. Because of their unique appearance, they're surrounded by legends and respect. Some indigenous cultures view white deer as spiritual messengers or symbols of rebirth. Seeing one of these animals crossing a clearing at dawn is like witnessing a silent apparition, a beauty that needs no sound, only presence. Have you heard of the Seneca white herd? Tell us in the comments if you would also be moved to see one of them in real life. 6th place, Taiwan white dolphin, the ghost of the coastal waters. Did you know there's a dolphin that looks like a white smudge gliding across the sea? The Taiwan white dolphin is one of the rarest and most endangered species on the planet, and also one of the most enchanting. It belongs to a subspecies of the Indo-Pacific humpback dolphin, scientifically named Souza chinensis taiwanensis. It was officially identified only in the 2000s and lives in a very limited stretch of Taiwan's western coast. Its body is almost completely white or light gray, with a pearly glow under sunlight. It measures about 2.5 meters and can weigh up to 200 kilograms. It has small flippers and a curved, elegant dorsal fin. Unlike most dolphins that live in open waters, this subspecies prefers shallow, murky coastal waters. This makes it even more vulnerable to pollution, industrial fishing, and habitat degradation. These dolphins are shy and hard to observe. They live in small groups, rarely exceeding 5 or 6 individuals. They use low-frequency sounds to communicate and locate prey like small fish and crustaceans. Their behavior is cautious. They don't usually leap like other dolphins but instead glide smoothly and intelligently across the water's surface. The current population is estimated at fewer than 100 individuals, placing this subspecies at critical risk of extinction. Various conservation programs have been launched to protect them and restore their coastal habitat. Despite the many challenges, their presence in Taiwanese waters is considered sacred by many local communities. To them, this dolphin is not just an animal. It's a symbol of balance between humanity and the sea. Seeing one of these swim calmly beneath the gray Pacific sky feels like witnessing a whisper from nature asking for care and respect. Had you heard of this living jewel of Asian waters before? Let us know in the comments. Don't you think this white dolphin deserves more recognition? 5th place. White gorilla, the only snow-skinned one in the world. Did you know the only recorded white gorilla lived in Spain and became a global symbol? His name was Capito de Nieve, or Snowflake. His story is as special as his appearance. Snowflake was found in 1966 in Equatorial Guinea. He was a western lowland gorilla with a rare genetic mutation, full albinism. This gave him snow-white skin and fur, light eyes, and sensitivity to sunlight. Shortly after being captured, he was taken to the Barcelona Zoo, where he lived for nearly 40 years and charmed millions of visitors. He became the city's mascot, appearing in campaigns, books, documentaries, and toys. The white gorilla was strong, calm, and intelligent. He fathered 22 offspring, though none inherited his albinism. His behavior was similar to other gorillas: social, caring with his young, and very expressive with gestures. Due to his albinism, he suffered from direct sunlight exposure and eventually developed skin problems, including cancer, which led to his death in 2003. He was extensively studied by scientists and remains a rare example of how genetics can create something so unique. Beyond his appearance, what drew people in was his gaze. It seemed to carry a deep serenity. Many visitors said seeing Snowflake felt like looking at a sacred, almost magical creature. Today, his legacy is remembered with affection and respect. He was the only albino gorilla known to science. A true, irreplaceable rarity. Seeing Snowflake was witnessing something nature creates only once. A unique chance to see the beauty of the unusual. Had you heard the story of this white giant? Tell us in the comments. If you could, would you have visited Capito de Nieve in Barcelona? 4th place. White falcon, the snowy hunter of the frozen skies. Did you know there's a falcon with feathers so white it disappears into snowy landscapes? The white falcon, known as the white gerfalcon, is the largest and rarest species of falcon in the world, and one of the most majestic. It inhabits the Arctic regions of Canada, Greenland, Iceland, and Russia. Adapted to extreme cold, it reigns over mountains, tundra, and glaciers like a true winged sovereign. Its body can measure up to 65 centimeters, with a wingspan of over 1.5 meters. The white plumage, often with gray or black markings, is dense and insulating, perfect for enduring freezing winds. Its gaze is fierce, and its flight, swift and precise. This falcon is a born hunter, capturing birds midair with incredible speed and skill. It can reach over 180 kilometers per hour in a dive. In the Middle Ages, the white gerfalcon was considered a royal animal. Only kings and emperors had the right to own one. It was a symbol of absolute power and prestige. Today, it's extremely hard to spot in the wild. Its behavior is secretive, and its territory remote. Only the most experienced birdwatchers have managed to see one, and even then, rarely. Despite its grandeur, it has a quiet demeanor. It avoids human contact and typically lives alone or in pairs during breeding season. It nests on high, rocky cliffs. Seeing a white falcon soaring over a snowy plain is like watching a living arrow cut silently across the sky, a spectacle only a few will ever witness. Can you imagine seeing one of these falcons in free flight? Let us know in the comments if this icy hunter impressed you too. 3rd place, white hedgehog, the cutest spike in the world. Did you know a spiky animal can be considered adorable? The white domestic hedgehog proves that even the little ones deserve a spot among the world's most beautiful animals. This hedgehog is a variation of the African pygmy hedgehog, Atelorix albiventris, a species popular among exotic pet breeders. Its white coloring results from selective breeding that reduces or removes pigmentation in the spines and skin. It's a tiny creature, measuring 10 to 20 centimeters and weighing about 500 grams. But its true charm lies in the contrast between its round body and pale spines covering its back. Despite its spiky look, the hedgehog isn't aggressive. On the contrary, it's quite shy and curious. When scared, it curls into a perfect ball with its spines pointing outward, its natural defense mechanism. The white version has dark eyes, small ears, and a pink snout. It's quiet, nocturnal, and explores its surroundings with its nose, sniffing everything along the way. In nature, it's insectivorous. In captivity, it eats specialized food, fruits, eggs, and even small pieces of cooked meat. It's a low-maintenance animal but needs proper temperature, space, and cleanliness. Many pet owners say white hedgehogs form emotional bonds with humans. They recognize voices, smells, and grow accustomed to being handled gently. Though it's a captive-bred variation, its appearance is captivating in its delicacy. Watching one slowly waddle along with its round body and snowy spines feels like following a tiny living piece of winter. Would you dare to hold this plushy little spike in your hand? Comment below if the white hedgehog also found a special place on your list of favorites. Second place, white koala, the living eucalyptus cloud. Did you know a white koala has been spotted in the wild? Yes, and it looks like a cloud that came to life and climbed a tree. This rarity appeared in Australia and drew worldwide attention. It wasn't an albino koala. Its eyes were dark, and its nose was pigmented, which indicates leucism, a genetic condition that reduces pigmentation but preserves other normal features. The white koala's body was similar to that of a typical koala, around 60 to 80 centimeters long and up to 14 kilograms in weight. However, its white fur made it stand out vividly against the green eucalyptus trees. Koalas are arboreal animals, living almost exclusively in trees. They feed on eucalyptus leaves and sleep up to 20 hours a day. They are a symbol of Australian wildlife, loved around the world. The white koala became famous after being photographed in 2017 in Queensland. It received media attention and was carefully monitored by environmentalists to ensure its safety. In the wild, very light-colored animals can be more visible to predators and are therefore at greater risk. But in this case, the koala was in a protected area, which helped ensure its survival. It's important to note that it wasn't domesticated or raised in captivity. It was wild and fully adapted to life in the treetops, just like any other member of its species. Seeing a white koala calmly holding onto a eucalyptus branch is like witnessing a magical moment, almost impossible to repeat. And you? Can you imagine encountering one of these living clouds in the forest? Drop a comment if the white koala left you as speechless as it did me. First place, white lion, the sacred king of the savannah. Did you know there's a lion so rare that for centuries it was considered a legend? The white lion is one of the most impressive and revered creatures in nature. It is not albino. Its light coloration is due to a genetic mutation called leucism, which reduces pigment in the fur without affecting the eyes or overall health. The result: a giant feline with light beige, almost white fur, golden or bluish-gray eyes, and a presence that feels like it stepped out of an ancient African myth. These lions can grow up to 2.5 meters long and weigh over 200 kilograms. The manes of white males can gleam in the sun like pale gold, and when they run, they look like majestic ghosts crossing the savannah. They originate from the Timbavati region in South Africa, where for centuries they were considered spiritual protectors by local tribes. To many African peoples, the white lion represents purity, rebirth, and balance between man and nature. For a long time, they were thought to be extinct in the wild. That changed recently with successful reintroduction programs, allowing some to return to freedom. Still, they remain extremely rare. Their behavior is similar to other lions. They live in family groups, hunt in teams, and defend their territory with courage. However, in the wild, their light coloration can hinder camouflage, making them more vulnerable in hunts or conflicts. Even so, their natural majesty outweighs any disadvantage. When a white lion roars, the sound seems to echo through time. When it walks, everything around it seems to bow in silent respect. Seeing a white lion in the wild is a transformative experience. It's like looking into the eyes of a legend, something you know exists, but never expected to find. Now tell me, among all these incredible white animals, which one impressed you the most? If you're watching on TV, pause for a second, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment below. I want to know which of these kings of white beauty won your heart. These white animals truly take your breath away. But what if beauty met brute strength? In our previous video, we showcased the world's largest bulls, multi-ton giants that command respect with just a glance. Click now on the video on your screen and discover the breeds that carry the weight and power of true field titans.